Asia, there's a lot of great swimmers, great divers from different nations out there. And this time around, let's take a look at Team Secret, okay? Like, we have not highlighted this team way too much. You know, this basically is the team that's represented Malaysia the most and has been in make all these major tournaments in PUBG Mobile since the start of the competitive circuit. And I absolutely think that with all these fresh faces that they're introducing, or like Kid, who's basically taking over High Boy's duty as the main marksman of the team. And I think that he's actually doing a really good job at the moment. Not to say to fully replace High Boy, but to hold his own and say that I'm not part of his shadow. I'm creating a name for myself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't compare apples to apples. I mean, they're not apples to apples in this sense because High has a different playstyle. He's a bit more aggressive than Kid. I guess Kid is the kind of guy who plays the smart, he takes the smart engagement, and he usually comes out on top. But we've seen him clutch for the side of Team Secret many times over, throughout his entire career with this team right now. And this young fella is going to PMGC, so that's something to shout about.
Indeed, and when we look into teams that have already qualified, right? You got his Dogma, who currently hasn't been able to show us like the biggest of play throughout this week. But last week, I think that they've been able to first wow some of the audience who may have just seen them for the very first time. But if you've been watching them throughout the PMPL Indonesia region, their consistency basically commands respect, even from the top teams of Indonesia.
Yeah, I think they're up there alongside, and they made it through because of the accumulation of points in Season 3, right? So kudos to them. For the 4 teams that will be confirmed to go on to PMGC, another 4 slots to fight for here. 3 coming in from the top 3 from the championship, and obviously top 1 of this entire Super Weekend runs after week 3 will also get a slot to PMGC. So that's one thing to consider.
That's right. And it's also odd to also speak about this. Bigatron Red Aliens will need to fight harder than they did as compared to the past seasons because they don't get that PMGC privilege for that direct ticket into the global tournament that's expected to be happening in a few months to come, or it might just be sooner than expected. Of course, you guys can keep up to date with the latest news so long as you follow PUBG Mobile on your social platforms. So, RQ, this is another Indonesian team that is definitely worth mentioning. Yesterday you were starting off with the point that, hey, they didn't seem like they performed. This is definitely a huge banner, which we know and love for a long time. Back then it was RQ Athena. It was a Thai flag that's under the RQ name. This time around, of course, it's the sister team, or should I say brother team, sailing from Indonesia. Back then, you have seen them in Southeast Asia League, where they were known just Ryu. But you've known all these names like Nepal. They can clutch out situations when they need to first push and shove. Now that they're pretty far away, I definitely think that it's hard to call out what's going to happen in the next few minutes, because teams are just basically rotating by, and the team that will have to worry is 4 Rivals, because this is a late rotation coming out. And when I say late, this is just 8 minutes, right? 8 minutes in the normal context, you guys are still basically goblin looting all around. So, don't at them.
Yeah, D Xavier also one of those who's already confirmed their slots in the PMGC. Also doing pretty hot in week number 1, I guess, Super Weekend. Currently standing on top with 170 total points and 1 chicken dinner under the name. And you just mentioned 4 Rivals, who is second to that. So, but currently in week number 2, it doesn't seem like D Xavier is playing at their 100. Sure enough, they're just playing for qualifications for the top 16. But hey, wouldn't you like to show a little more than what they have been so far, though?
Yeah, probably they will have to just show everything that they've got, and especially when you have so much stakes on the line. Like we're talking about dollars here, lots of juicy cash prize that's basically lying in wait So with the brand new update of the new phase, it appears that the circle will hard commit to the island. Very slim chance for it to be ending up in between the river. Those are the best circles, by the way.
I hate it.
You hate it. I love to watch it. I like to see challenges and challenges. Luxie gets dropped from the buggy, and Frankie goes ahead to take him down for first blood, and is due to claim that first point.
Just when we were talking about D. Xavier there, just here to prove me wrong. First hand hawk, now D. Xavier. What else can I be wrong at? Hoping to find out here. So
everything's going in reverse, my friend.
Yep, VPE, Ravenclaw has got themselves close towards the bridge entrance here, but APG occupying the gas station. Do they look to cross? Surely they have to. Meanwhile, God Tooney has been sniping down the likes of BTR. They tagged him a little bit, did a little bit of damage, a lot actually, onto Zuxi, but not finished the job just yet. So still will be fine on the side of Bigatron. They can heal themselves just fine.
And God Tooney still opening up suppressive shots on towards Zuxi. And it's kind of sad to see that Luxie just basically got dropped out from the vehicle just like that kid, though. Dropped out in a very different way. Nobody seemed to take him out, but himself, Gatuni, brings out the M4. And yeah, little accidents definitely require some assistance, and you gotta have somebody to jumpstart those vehicles. Like that jumper out there. Actually tanking the blue zone. Wait. They're all running out of resources. He's only got advantages. I don't think that kid can survive.
You just leave him alone then. I guess he's done for. Funny enough, this happens to a lot of Malaysian teams. I don't know.
It shouldn't happen, right? It's phase 2, guys. Why do they not have enough nets? I wonder. I really do wonder.
Yeah. It's weird. Geek Fam held the title, and now
you were telling me, if you were telling me that they tried to book the circle as soon as possible, coming from 70, I get it. But they've been lurking around there, they've been taking their time to loot, and they didn't find anything. It's either pure bad luck that you don't have those resources, or you're just basically eating up too much time to get right behind. Now that it's already phase 2, it's definitely going to hurt a tad bit. And I don't know what to make of that dire situation. Jumper's driving all alone, and he's going to be having 1 sec just to say hello to him. So this cove is going to be absolutely off limits. Shots being fired. Jumper has got to make a different segue. Or should I just say a different turn? Easily said, huh?
No, it's up to us to come up with fancy words. It makes us think like we know what's going on. Yeah, so Geek Fam,
I know what's going on here.
Yeah, it's a huge fight apparently. Gets tagged down. APG coming from somewhere, not being showed in the match here. But he takes out one member of Geek Fam, and now Jumper, as he has got a rough start, losing Kid so soon, but Kid, he takes out the kill onto MSC, actually turns this one around. We thought they were dead for sure.
Well, speaking of which, I think you kind of jinxed it there. Jumper still hanging on, though. He's on his knees as Pop did pop a grenade, and this is where they will fly by the corner of the broken walls. Pop tries to actually snap it back at the side of Kit, but Jumper is still lying in wait. He cannot take way too long. Pawns now getting tapped by Natoy from long range. Bring out that Mini 14, and he finds a little bit of glimpse over on the Pop. He gets one bullet down, second one to follow, and he needs another one to take Pop off his feet. He gets a little bit more of that cover, but Natoy can afford to reposition. There is more shots flying in the way, and it's Ponsai that trades right back. Natoy outside of the blue zone here has to move forward, and he has to heal up. He cannot afford to waste any more time on the outskirts, and Ponsai, he has to plan ahead, because this is going to shrink deeper and deeper into the island, and Team Secret will have to just basically run for the hills.
Oh no, it looks like they're dead. They're getting pinned down by Yangon Galacticos, who has occupied this high ground far earlier than anyone have. The nade's been tossed in, does not connect. They'll be hidden behind opaque objects right now, obstacles and barricades, but they are on their knees, so they're just as good as dead at this point. Only ticking down to the blue zone, but man, this is only the first part of the problem. The circle is closing in, and they still have yet to cross the bridge.
Alright, if you were to be Yangon Galacticos here, probably you have very little options left. Either you cut into the Western Bridge, or take whatever vehicle, dive it into the river, and just start swimming. But they're definitely coming up with option A. So they have to boost her up, and it's definitely problematic for Team Secret. Now they only have one player left. Like, they choose to commit to MS Chonburi. They did finish the fight, and they know that there's no way that they can go in towards the Eastern Bridge. So taking a U-turn isn't exactly viable. That's why now the sole surviving member who's currently in the water, and the following Plan B, as I said.
Well, I guess he has to. He's the single member left alive. His Team Secret's hopes and dreams carrying around his back. Hopefully it's not too heavy that he sinks here on his way onto the next island. But hey, I'm curious to see what the other teams would take, because as we saw, even Geek Fam hasn't crossed the bridge just yet. APG and Yangon Galacticos too. Now MS Chonburi will have to make the swim, but for rivals, April, surely he sees the car. He knows that people will make that attempt.
The problem is he doesn't really know who else is up above him. But Vampire Esports, they heard and they smell blood. They take down Mila. It's an easy deletion with basically a goon squad running at them. Now, going back to the side of Vampire Esports, they will still lose 2 stops though. Got Tuni coming with the taps from long range behind the hangar, and I just love it. The Infinity, they are so proactive, and they have all eyes in the Slavka military base, but they will have to budge off to move into the western sector, where you have 2 hills that divides this highway. So this is getting trickier and trickier, and honestly, it's hard to tell. Whoever currently playing in the battlefield, it doesn't seem like anybody has a clear lead.
Yeah, but on paper it should have been Infinity since they had first movers advantage. But yeah, Vampire Esports take down one of their member. Now that evens the odds, I guess, a little bit. Our Kiryu, though, also one of those teams that has a huge reputation behind their back, currently shooting against VGM. It's Porsche within the vicinity. I don't want to see this car starts revving really soon, because we know that they have the people with car names in Vietnam seems to be like stars.
That's right. They just love to go fast and furious, and you know, they're a bunch of family that always sticks together.
Family.
Yeah.
Got the reference there. I see what you did there. Meanwhile, in the water, swimming right across and right next to each other. It's 4 rivals and MSC. You want to? It's not a good idea to be swimming with sharks.
Damn, that's a good. You definitely don't want to swim around with Pond's eye around, but this is an ocean instead of a pond. Team Secret, first team to fall out, and a drive-by comes in. My, 20, yes, is basically just trying to eliminate people off with the cars, but it's going to be 0 with the points alongside with Onyx. Man, that looks way too casual. So I guess more Fast and Furious references are on the way, but I'll keep it as that. Well, YG, they try to continue with this dominance as they have found their way into the island. This is an open playing ground for many, and Ponsai gets taken off by Geek Fam, and basically they've shut down the shark as they sink down the sea.
Yeah, now Yangon Galacticos to join with Death of a Planet. It causes a black hole, they say, and phase. By just browsing across the entire field here. Surely he saw that. I think he's looking for more.
He's getting covered though, but he's fighting off against the rest of Yangon Galacticos. Now he's looking for AK as well. Sharpshooting, Porpie will secure kills and take out the entirety of Yangon Galacticos. And furthermore, look at him go, saving the day as Porpie will just go into rescue Victorious.
It's so good for FaZe Clan. They went up against the entire squad of Yangon Galacticos and not even lose a member. They couldn't even secure. They couldn't even secure the kill onto FaZe. So Yangon Galacticos again gets pushed down to the bottom.
Yeah, and you just look at Porpie Swift as the coursing reaver. Now, I know.
Is that one reference?
Well, since you asked, yes it is. Circle going directly into the junction. Now, I'm surprised none of the teams are within some of these sectors here. I expected many of them to be taking compound. There's only one of the teams that's doing so over on the south end. While Onyx basically got some good coverage going on. Anchor Pubg though is hiding by the corners of the hill, now trying to take on the rest of four rivals, who's basically got two options here. Either you fight FaZe Clan or you fight Anchor Pubg. I think they just want to march up ahead against Anchor Pubg if given the option.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a no-doubt decision, but also Anchor Pubg just took out Megatron earlier on. So I don't think it's going to be as simple as we thought it would have.
Definitely not. And you see, back in the early days of PUBG Mobile,